Welcome to the debate. Today, we are dissecting a pretty harsh reality of the corporate boardroom. Like, why do certified geniuses so often get fired while people with, just average intellects become CEOs,
Yeah, happens all the time.
right? So, we are asking a critical question for young professionals for long term success. Does attitude, specifically strict protocol, matter more than natural talent and raw genius?
And we're unpacking this through the text, the law of protocol, and the reward of conduct. I'll be arguing that, sure, workplace etiquette is a useful packaging, I guess, but God-given intelligence and actual ability, that remains the vital, indispensable substance of success.
Well, and I will be taking the stance that protocol is actually the absolute primary driver of career advancement. To put it simply, protocol will take you further than genius. I mean, it's not just knowing which fork to use at a dinner party.
Right. It's not just manners.
Exactly. The text defines it as acceptable, appropriate conduct in a specific environment. It is an attitude. And crucially, it's a choice. You can be like the most brilliant coder in the building, but if you alienate the decision makers by violating their environment's rules, your genius is, well, it's entirely useless.
You are completely dismissing the reality of incompetence, though. I mean, the text explicitly states, quote, "Intelligence is from God and genius is ability." You cannot etiquette your way out of a bad strategy.
Oh, come on. I'm not saying.
Wait, hear me out. Without the raw skill to actually solve complex problems, no amount of bowing and rule following will sustain your long-term success. It just won't.
Look, no one is suggesting incompetence is fine. But if that brilliant strategy is delivered with sheer arrogance, it gets rejected out of hand. The core issue here is environmental awareness.
Mm-hmm.
The text cites Proverbs 25.8 about, assessing a space before you alter it. Think of that as the ultimate anti-disruption warning for new hires. It means you don't walk into a legacy company on day one and try to overhaul their software architecture before you understand the office politics that built it. Without protocol, a young professional's brilliance is just perceived as a threat.
But hyper-fixating on not being a threat prevents necessary innovation. Protocol is just a toll booth.
A toll booth?
Yeah, a toll booth. You pay the toll, the proper etiquette, the ability to read the room, to get onto the highway. But the vehicle, your God-given genius and ability, is what actually drives you forward. If you're so obsessed with protocol that you just sit at the toll booth all day handing out exact change, terrified of causing discomfort,
Okay, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration.
you never actually drive down the road or disrupt the industry.
Except that toll booth is the exclusive gateway to influential people. Let's look at the historical case studies the text uses, like Joseph meticulously shaving before seeing Pharaoh, or Queen Esther carefully sequencing banquets to present her petition. Why does that actually work on leaders?
Because it's polite?
It's more than that. Esther didn't just throw a polite dinner party. She strategically de-escalated the king's defensiveness. Protocol works because it lowers the cognitive load and the threat response of the decision maker. It documents your respect, making them actually receptive to your genius. Raw talent alone cannot force a defensive leader to listen.
Okay, protocol absolutely grants access. I won't deny that. Even the text talks about our words being spirit protocol, referencing Daniel 10 and Matthew 12.
Right, which essentially means the specific language we choose sets the invisible atmosphere of a room. It's not just about stating cold facts. It's about, tuning into the frequency the listener's actually ready to receive.
Sure, tuning the frequency matters, but what are you actually broadcasting? Proverbs 8 says, "I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things."
Mm-hmm.
Speaking excellent things requires actual intellectual substance. You need a message worth delivering. The substance has to exist before the protocol can package it.
But without the protocol, that substance is just static to the listener. That is why protocol is the ultimate protective framework. It lowers defenses, eliminates seasons of unnecessary pain, and actually allows your abilities to be seen and utilized.
And I maintain that genuine ability is the essential core of your value. Protocol gets you through the door, yes, but your intelligence and genius are what keep you from getting kicked out once they actually hear what you have to say.
Well, we definitely agree the source material presents a profound tension here. Like, a deep interplay between divine intelligence and chosen protocol.
Yeah, it's a tightrope walk every professional has to navigate for themselves.
Exactly. You need the engine of genius, no question. But if you refuse to learn the rules of the road, that engine is just going to accelerate you right into a brick wall. How you balance raw ability with the discipline of conduct is a choice we will leave for you to evaluate in your own career.